Hello and welcome to this edition of Bayou Time. I'm your host, Keith Whiteside, licensed clinical social worker with Charbonne Home Care. Very glad you're joining us, however you may be joining us. We appreciate it. You know, we're always so very glad to partner with all of our local law enforcement who make a wonderful difference in our lives, keeping us safe. And we've been wanting to get these Mardi Gras recaps. We're very glad to welcome back from Thibodaux Police Department, Lieutenant Clint Denster. Clint, thanks for joining us, man.
Thanks for having me, Keith.
All right, we appreciate it. Man, I got to tell you, short of that one day of just a little bit of difficult weather, this was one really good Mardi Gras season.
Absolutely. And look, I mean, for the most part, we lucked out with the weather
Right.
on our end. All our crews were very successful and able to make it through the whole parade without any weather getting to them. So we're definitely fortunate to have a successful Mardi Gras season on our end for sure.
Yeah. Let's talk a little bit about some of I know we had some minor incidents, but for the most part, we really went through with a really good, safe Mardi Gras season as well.
Absolutely. And look, we take pride in that. We're definitely blessed to have a safe Mardi Gras across the board. I mean, like you said, we did have a couple of hiccups. I think overall we made one disturbing the peace arrest. That was on this past Sunday's parade. But other than that, no trouble throughout the route. Obviously, we had some adjusting to do with this new route this year because of the roundabout. That all seemed to work smoothly. I think maybe we had one line that we had to cut, but of course, going down some different streets we've never been down before, some lower hanging wires. So I think, overall, we did a pretty good job of mapping all that out beforehand. So, like I said, we couldn't be happier with the outcome of this year's Mardi Gras season.
Yeah, and not only that, Clint, but if memory serves me correctly, we had two different routes here for some of the parades. And so it was one of those things where we kind of had to explain what route was for what parade. And I mean, just so
Right.
and the roundabout changing things as well. So, man, so many different moving parts there in Thibodaux to have one arrest, I got to tell you, is just fantastic. So just a shout out to everybody at Thibodaux and Kevin Claymore and their crew really making sure that really seamless discussions about how to do that, huh?
Absolutely. Like I said, I mean, it's teamwork makes the dream work. We couldn't do it. I mean, we had a number of outside agencies that came and assist us. Without those guys, we really couldn't make it possible. I'd like to name a few of them that came out, but Nichols PD,
Mm-hmm.
who always assists us every year, especially on campus where it starts and ends. Lafourche Parish Sheriff's Office, Louisiana State Police, Berwick Police Department, Patterson Police Department, Assumption Sheriff's Office, Morgan City Police Department, and again, like I said, without those guys, we just don't have enough manpower to make it happen. And of course, we try to exchange that favor because all these agencies have parades as well in their jurisdiction. So just something to note, we do return that favor, on the days that we don't have parades, we send guys to their area to assist with their parades.
Wow. And, we talk about it all the time. I've got friends that have been in law enforcement for many years, you as well. Being out there, being present, and then partnering with all of these other agencies. Listen, I brag about it all the time, and I just think people need to hear this large scale about how well the different organizations work together and the partnerships. And again, it's about volume and being present and keeping everybody safe.
Absolutely. And again, like I said, we can't say enough. Just having that strong working relationship with them, it definitely goes a long way.
Yeah, absolutely. Now, one of the other things you and I got to do this holiday season, this Mardi Gras season, was able to participate in at Thibodaux Family Church for the Tim Tebow Foundation Night to Shine. I always like to ask people's opinion. Tell me what you thought about the event, since you and I were both able to be present for it.
Well, like I said, if you have never experienced it, it's definitely a shocking experience. It definitely leaves you in awe. I'm
Hmm.
sure you can reiterate what I'm saying, Keith. It's just something to see, and it's just always a great time. And again, it was smack dab in the middle of Mardi Gras, and
Right?
of course, we still made it. We still made it work. Seamless on our end. And of course, Pastor Bland and the church, they always do a great job on setup. I mean, it's just so great to see so much of the community come forward, from all of our partners that are at Nichols and, just throughout the whole community and you guys with HTV and of course, all these different uh, not just agencies but these nonprofits that come forward and
Church
provide
groups.
food, and the Thibodaux Fraternal Order Police, provided food as well, and
Mhm.
just all these different these agencies and nonprofits and organizations that come forward to make it successful for such a great cause is just it's a night that it's in the name. It's a night to shine for
Yeah.
those people.
Yeah.
So it's definitely an experience.
Yeah, and again, it's one of those things where we celebrate special needs. We give them a prime, and I say we. I will tell you, Pastor Dwayne and his daughter, who kind of came up with the idea of bringing this here, celebrating its 6th year, was fantastic, and just gotten better each year. But the partnerships, like you talked about, Thibodaux Police Department, there's no way that event can go on without that part of it. And just really all of those people that come together for the greater good, being able to make sure that we're taking care of our community, everybody in our community, and celebrating something for them that most of those people miss. And then once they do it once, all you have to do is go back a second time and realize how special that is for them. It's a beautiful, beautiful experience. It's such a great extension for those of us that know about God's love and where you find it. He says that love others like my children do. And very often we see that beautiful childlike love. So Clint, I am so thankful that everything went well for you guys. So very glad we're partnering together to take care of that. Always glad for what your group does and how you do it. Thanks so much for joining us today.
Absolutely.
All
Thanks
right,
for having me, Keith.
we'll talk
Have a
again
good one.
soon. Thank you, my friend.
Yes, sir.
All right, guys, that'll do it for this particular segment. Don't go anywhere. A whole lot more right here on Bayou Time on HTV.